And as we turn our attention to USC and Michigan State, I mean, both of these quarterbacks have been outstanding so far. Jade Maava putting up unbelievable numbers. Aiden Childs has played really well. What do you see when you match those two up against one another?
You know, Reva, when the 4 West Coast schools came to the Big Ten, I mean, these are the matchups that just the history of college football. I mean, Michigan State and USC have been 2 big-time brand names in the past. And now to be playing one another as conference opponents, I just think it's extraordinary that has happened in the last 20, 30 years, what college football has gone through. Absolutely, with USC, they are quarterback-based. They are offensive-based. Lincoln Riley, I mean, talk about someone that can call a game. I mean, his reputation about being a great play caller is well-deserved. When I watch them on tape, regardless of whether they throw the ball deep, almost every pass concept has a deep receiver. There's very few concepts that don't have a deep receiver. Now, we're seeing them throwing to the wide receiver, the deep wide receiver here, but there's also a bunch of video where there's a deep wide receiver and then not throwing it to him. And nowadays in college football, I think those are the most difficult passing attacks to defend, and Lincoln Riley has got it down to a science. And Maava is playing really well. Maava is a threat in the run game, especially in the red zone. So Joe Rossi, defensive coordinator at Michigan State, defending Lincoln Riley's offense. You want to talk about an X and O matchup. I think these two coaches are going to have a very difficult time trying to attack one another. And then you look at Aiden Childs on the other side, and Brian Lindgren, the offensive coordinator at Michigan State. The progress Aiden Childs has made from one year to the next, being in this offense for the 3rd year, because he came, obviously, with Jonathan Smith. I mean, again, we're talking about 2 teams that are quarterback-based, and quarterbacks are playing really well. So this is, this is a game for the ages, that this is a regular season game, regardless of how they're playing at the moment, that these 2 historic schools are now playing in a conference game. I think it's totally cool.
I think it's great as well. You know, it's interesting you were bringing up Maava. I mean, Jerry, he is averaging 14 yards per pass attempt. Not 14 yards per completion. 14 yards per pass attempt. That is such a staggeringly high number. And again, I know it's early. I know, look at who they played, although they played an improved conference team last week in Purdue. But I mean, that's like 3 yards better than anyone else in the country. And I think it points out what, if you were to try to break this game down a little bit, might be the biggest difference, which is Michigan State is struggling in pass defense. They're giving up the most passing yards of any team in the Big Ten. They're 16th in pass efficiency defense. This is a really challenging assignment for Joe Rossi to go up against this passing attack, because it obviously tries to prey on the thing that Michigan State has struggled with the most.
I would agree 100%. And to make it worse, Trevor, the USC offense is starting to look like what I always say about Oregon. They're physical in the run game and explosive in the pass game. The USC offensive line over the past few weeks has really come on. And if they can run the ball against a Joe Rossi offense, you know they can throw it. And so to your point, this is going to be all that Michigan State could handle. But again, Aiden Childs is the X factor. He has to play within the system. He's old enough now, 3rd year in the offense. If it's not there, don't try to force it. And he's also a threat in the run game. We saw him turn a couple first downs last week's game. He won the BC game under pressure in overtime. And so this Aiden Childs is a completely different person than he was a year ago.
No doubt. He's really good. He led them in rushing last week. I'm not sure that's a great thing. They had an injury at running back, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. What about the defense he's going up against? I mean, one of the big stories, Lincoln Riley's offense wasn't great last year. It was about as down a year as he's had as a head coach. The defense was kind of the story, and I think you can make the argument that was the better unit last year, certainly far more improved. They got dramatically better. And now Danton Lynn, it feels like they've kind of picked up where they've left off. I mean, this is a challenge for Michigan State to go up against this USC D.
Yeah, Denton Lynn does a great job coordinating the USC defense, and again, if you look at them athletically, if you watch them on tape, they're a team that's, you know, they're not there yet. I mean, they're just so close, and as recruiting, they're killing it in recruiting. But again, you look at the Ohio States, you look at the Oregons, you look at the Penn States, you look at the USCs. I mean, it's about depth, it's about athletic, and to your point about the defense, it's about pressure on defense. I think you're going to see Denton Lynn pressure more this year, scheme-wise, than he has in the past, and that might be the game plan against Aiden Childs. You know, because none of the teams that Childs has faced this year have really been pressure teams. Denton Lynn may try early in the game to see if Aiden Childs can protect, not that he can protect, that he can handle a heavy rush.
He made a lot of mistakes, as we know last year. He's made fewer this year, just one interception.
Absolutely.
But we'll see whether or not USC goes after him. Should be a really intriguing game. West Coast primetime, late game on Saturday night.